morning, Shakey's fans, and welcome to the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. So today is the last day of the second round, and we have a lot of exciting matches in store for us today. Now, to start off our triple header, we have the FEU Lady Tamaraws against the UE Lady Warriors coming on in a bit. And at 2 p.m., we have the Adamson Lady Falcons against the CSB Lady Blazers coming on at 2 p.m. And to cap off our triple header, we have the Ateneo Blue Eagles against the UST Golden Tigresses at 5 p.m. But before we start today's matches, balikan muna natin ang results natin from yesterday's games. So, the NU Lady Bulldogs in our first match defeated the Arellano Lady Chiefs in 3 straight sets. Meanwhile, the CSB Lady Blazers defeated FEU in a thrilling 5-setter match, while the Adamson Lady Falcons also defeated the UE Lady Warriors in 4 sets. So once again, thank you so much to the Shakey's fam for supporting the Shakey Super League teams through the Shakey Super League bundles. We are so happy to share the status of the team donations as of October 15. So we would like to invite our guests to try out our Shakey Super League bundles, available in Classic Feast for 1,599 pesos and the Classic Super Feast for 2,199 pesos. And for every purchase of our Super League bundles, 50 pesos will be donated to your chosen Shakey Super League participating school. All proceeds will go to the school's athletic program and the development of collegiate volleyball. If you do want to watch our games, you can catch them on the Plus Network social media pages. That's Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And of course on cable TV. You guys can catch these games on Solar Sports, Tap Sports, Blast TV, and Bola TV. And of course, don't forget to use the hashtag Shakey Super League and hashtag all to play when posting about today's games. Now throwing it back to you, ladies.
It's the last day of the second round of the 2023 Shakey Super League Preseason Championship, as the rankings of the 8 remaining teams in the tournament will be determined for the crossover quarterfinals. The twice-to-beat advantage remains up for grabs. It's Chini, Tagaod, and the rest of the FEU Lady Tamaraws taking on Cassie Dongallo together with the rest of the Lady Warrior squad. I am Kayla Reyes alongside Jelena Lucenio and Fiona Bacani on the sidelines. Jelena, what can our volleyball fans expect from the matchup today?
Well, this is a great way to start our matchup this Sunday morning, since FEU here will be getting the chance to go on top if ever they win this game, and while UE Red Warriors will get a bounce back with their morale with another losing game from yesterday.
Definitely, it's going to be an exciting game for all our volleyball fans, as both teams are indeed coming from losses in their matches yesterday. As we now take a look at our current team standings in Pool E, NU still undefeated here and UST trailing behind them.
In Pool F, we have Adamson Lady Falcons with 4 wins and 1 loss, and same goes for FEU having 4 wins and 1 loss as well.
Let's now take a look at FEU Lady Tamaraws' last game yesterday. That was a 5-set thriller match versus the NCAA defending champions, the CSB Lady Blazers. The FEU Lady Tamaraws showed a lot of heart in their match yesterday, but the score ended up 19-25, 25-21, 15-25, 26-24, and a thrilling 19-17.
Well, the game from yesterday definitely painted different pictures in each set, and definitely it was a good fight for the Lady Tamaraws, but then again the CSB Lady Blazers emerged with a much more higher point of 114.
And even though the FEU Lady Tamaraws fell short in their 5-set thriller match, one girl really shined the brightest here. That was Chini Tagaod, having 21 points, 20 of those coming from attacks and 1 of those coming from an ace.
From previous games, we have heard about Mitzi Panangin, Faida Bacangke, and Drisel Petalio. But for this game yesterday, it was Chini Tagaod who stepped up and showcased her talents for a great fight with the FEU.
Now moving on to their opponents, the UE Lady Warriors last game, which was also yesterday versus the Adamson Lady Falcons, losing in 4 sets, 25-14, 25-19, 25-23, and 25-16. The Lady Warriors did not have their full roster of players, but still managed to win a set against the Lady Falcons.
Well, it is quite remarkable that with only a 9-man lineup from yesterday, they were able to garner a set from the Adamson Lady Falcons, which these team placed a second in our recent Shakey's
And
tournament.
one positive though for the Lady Warriors is their super rookie Cassie Dongalio, who had a heavier burden than the usual and was tasked to carry her team's offense with 30 big points, and all of this built on 30 attacks. 11 of those points coming from the second set, so that's scoring of more than a set in volleyball.
Well, prominently, this is known to be for Cassie Dongalio, since she is one of the best high school players that has been produced to go further into the collegiate round.
Definitely, she also has assistance or had assistance yesterday from her teammates Casey Balingit. As we take a look again at our game story here, the FEU Lady Tamaraws and the UE Lady Warriors shot at redemption, as both squads are both coming from a loss and of course would want to get back on track with a win today.
Well, definitely, we have here the morale that they want to garner back after having losses. And we have a lot to expect from this game. So definitely, we will see both teams fight off with great confidence and with much effort.
Definitely, it's exciting as well to see who will be stepping up to help out Tagaod and Dongalio
Yes.
today, such as yesterday we saw Petalio and Panangin, but let's see if they can replicate that or if they can get Bacante to get going in this match today, as she was seemingly quiet in her performance. As I now turn you over to our floor announcer for the call-out.
Season Championship 2023. Rizal Memorial Coliseum, please welcome the participants in this second round matchup. Beginning with the University of the East Lady Warriors, led by their team captain number 12, Kizzy Madriaga, and their libero number 20, Angge Reyes. Make way for their teammates number 3, Tin Ecalia, number 4, Dea Villamor, number 6, Claire Castillo, number 9, Cassie Dongalio, number 10, Shamel Fernandez. Number 11, Kay Famulagan. And number 13, Casey Balingit. And their opponents, please welcome the Far Eastern University Lady Tamaraws, led by their team captain number 18, Nika Medina, and their first libero number 17, Margaret Encarnacion. Make way for their teammates number 1, Faida Bacanque, number 4, Carrie Truce, number 5, Tin Obaldo, number 7, Ann Asis, number 8, Mitzi Panangin, number 9, Chini Tagaot, number 10, Chai Papa, number 13, Ali Devosora, number 14, Kisha Petonia, number 15, Jersel Petalio, number 16, Lina Alberto, and their second libero number 6, Max Wanko. Presenting to you the officials for match number 34. First referee, Rom Reforzado. Second referee, Eli De Jesus. Let us now meet the starters. First, for the Far Eastern University Lady Tamaraws. Opposite hitter number 1, Faida Bacanque. Setter number 5, Tin Ubaldo. Middle blocker number 7, Ann Asis. Another middle blocker number 8, Mitzi Panangin. Outside hitter number 14, Keisha Bedonia. Another outside hitter number 15, Jercel Petalio. And the starting libero number 17, Margaret Encarnacion. Coaching the Lady Tamaraws is Manolo Refugia. It is now time to meet the starters for the University of the East Lady Warriors. Middle blocker number 3, Tin Ecalia. Outside hitter number 9, Cassie Dongalio. Opposite hitter number 10, Shamel Fernandez. Middle blocker number 11, Kay Famulagan. Setter 13, captain number 12, Casey Madriaga. Outside hitter number 13, Casey Balingit. And the starting libero number 20, Angge Reyes. Coaching the Lady Warriors is Jerry Yee.
For the FEU Lady Tamaraws, Bacanque, Asis, Petalio, Bedonia, Panangin, Christine Ubaldo, and their first libero, Margaret Encarnacion. On the other side of the court, for the Lady Warriors, we have Dongalio, Madriaga, Ecalia, Camulagan, Fernandez, Balingit, and Angge Reyes for their first libero. So Jelena, still an undermanned UE squad here, only with 9 players on the roster. Again, our game story, shot at redemption. Both squads trying to get back on track with a win. This set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken in Mojo's now.
So going back to what you were saying, UE here again is undermanned for this game, but let us not underestimate that, because yesterday, even if they only had 9 players fielding in, they managed to garner a set and actually did a good job for the whole game.
Definitely, and that was led by Cassie Dongalio with, again, 30 points, doing the heavy lifting there. But FEU getting one on the board here, care of Ann Asis.
That was a good middle attack, knowing that the UE players were actually spread all throughout the court, not giving them a chance to defense that ball.
Madriaga, miscommunication there. Dongalio gives up a free ball. Bacanque uses the hands of the blockers there, but ball still alive here. Dongalio denied at the net, although Shamel Fernandez sends that ball to the net.
That was actually a good play right there. No blockers from FEU were trying to penetrate that side of the net. But kudos to them for actually giving an eye on Dongalio, since knowing that she's the top player here in UE. And most definitely, the percentage of balls will be given to her.
As Christine Ubaldo commits a service error here early in the first set. Tin Ecalia, transferee from the University of Santo Tomas, now playing for the Lady Warriors. Ubaldo to Petalio, goes for that off-speed attack. And Dongalio finally getting a point there after several tries, this time going cross-court.
Well, you know, we've seen her hit from the open side, going to the opposite side. Definitely, she's one of the things that FEU really has to look out here if they want to win. And UE should maximize their other players as well to help her garner this win for their side.
And an attack error coming from Ann Asis here in the middle. Scores now 3-2 in favor of UE. Great save there by Asis rather. And Petalio with a point of her own going down the line.
She actually had a very explosive approach there. Makikita mo talaga yung swing and yung approach niya sa bola, todo bigay. And you really have to give her that credit.
As she serves now. Shamel Fernandez now playing spiker. In the past few games, you'd also see her playing setter. So a very versatile player.
We could probably say this game could also be a sneak peek for what's going to happen for the UEAP between FEU and the UE Lady Warriors.
Madriaga sets up Dongallo, and Dongallo with an explosive hit that was straight to the floor.
That's already 2 points for her here in the first 4 points for the University of the East. And alam mo yun, every time na pumapalo siya, mararamdaman mo talagang nag-iisip siya kung saan niya ilalagay yung bola.
Ubaldo to Bacanque. Not the best of contacts, but that still finds that end line.
And the FEU also, likewise, Petalio, they have to maximize Bacanque here if they want to get a win. Since, alam mo yun, she has the height advantage in terms of blocking as well. She could penetrate her hands through the net much well than the other players, and definitely gives that edge for FEU.
A big thank you to Converge Fiber, the official internet provider of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. Madriaga there setting up Dongallo for another explosive attack. What a tough angle by Dongallo there.
She really, napakanipis talaga ng palong yun. And actually, sinilip niya kasi nakita niya nasa harap niya si Bacanque. So, she had no other choice. It's either check out or go that thin in the cross court.
Balingit now from the middle. Great attempt there. Although Keisha Bedonia scores a point here for FEU.
Keisha Bedonia is actually one of the players from Bacolod Taytong High School, and she also played for Palaro, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, we have a lot of diverse players coming here to play for the universities. It's very nice that they can showcase their talents here in the Metro.
As Casey Balingit here with a down-the-line hit in response to that last attack. All tied up now at 6 points apiece.
The blockers of FEU being late there. Ubaldo was just a little bit short in her step.
Great serve. That was a great serve by Famulagan.
Famulagan is one of those players that, you know, is quiet all throughout, but every time when her team needs to depend on somebody, she could actually show up for her team.
This serve of the game is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken in Mojo's now. Vitalio goes for that back row attack, although commits an attack error there.
There was actually a miscommunication between the libero and Petalio. That's why it actually went outside.
Score is 8-6 in favor of UE. We'll be back.
Welcome back to the Shakey Super League. Now in an empty arena with the lights down and only a few hours left before the game, I got to talk to UE team captain Kizzy Madriaga. Mag-isa siyang nakaupo nang sinabi niya sa akin na ganito ang ginagawa niya bago ang bawat laro. Nagdadasal at kinakausap ang sarili para umatake ulit, lalo na sa mga araw na kailangan pang pasiklabin muli ang apoy. Coming from a tough emotional loss yesterday, Madriaga recognizes her role as a leader and knows that it's her job to pull the team up. As a captain, she needs to find different ways to play her part and help make this team win. Now let's see how her leadership skills come into play today to bring another win back home to the East. Back to you.
Thank you, Fiona, for that report. Well, I really like what I'm seeing with Kizzy Madriaga, super rookie coming from California Academy,
Yes.
together with Jel Gajero and Cassie Dongallo, but having that huge responsibility of being the starting playmaker and team captain. That's a lot of responsibility to carry as a rookie.
And coming from the last game yesterday, they're seemingly trying to put up a different face of UE right now. It's like parang hindi nga lang sila naglaro kahapon, parang hindi sila pagod, no? And you know, it's really that big of a responsibility when you're a setter and at the same time you're the team captain. You have to carry a lot of emotional support for your teammates to be able to go through no matter what happens in the game.
Definitely, but so far so good here for the Lady Warriors, who are up by 2 here in the first set. Although a double contact called here. Point for the Lady Tamaraws.
We saw the ball doing a rotational motion there. It's one of the signs actually that you know that it's a double contact.
Faulty reception there, but Balingit still manages to get that over. Cassie from the back row. And another point here coming from Dongallo. Bedonia unable to get to that ball.
Actually, napaangat nung FEU yung bola pero the defense was just too slow for them to be able to get that ball. Nahuli yung reaction nila.
Definitely, there was a touch there
Yeah.
at the block by Mitzi Panangin. But again, delayed reaction time. Pitalio sends that one over. Power tip there by Balingit is successful for the Lady Warriors.
It seems to be one of the things that we expected before this game would start is that there would be actually a lot of rallies and it would be actually hard for both teams to get a point in terms of attack since both of them are good in defense and at the same time, mataas din yung percentage ng FEU sa blocks.
Although an explosive, powerful attack here coming from Petalio once again. Coming from the De La Salle Santiago Zobel School and played under Coach Tina Salak. Amazing hit coming from her. Madriaga there to Dongallo in the back. Great timing by Asis on the other end. Ubaldo, Petalio once again, although ball still alive here. Free ball for the Lady Tamaraws. Great rally here so far. And FEU managing still to win that point. Great net defense there.
Since the start of this game, FEU has been actually very consistent in the net defense. And makikita mo talagang nire-ready yung nung UE yung selves nila in terms of recovery of the ball.
This block of the set is brought to you by Peri Peri Charcoal Chicken and Sauce Bar. Order now. Overpass there by Dongallo. And another attack error here for the Lady Tamaraws. That one goes straight to the net.
That was actually a good set coming from missed ball, but Bedonia wasn't able to put that on the other side of the court.
Balingit serving here. And that one falls right on the line. Bacanque and Bedonia avoiding or having a miscommunication rather.
That's already 2 points for the service aces for the UE. And yun na nga, they came from the last game yesterday. Parang hindi mo makikitang pagod sila or ano, because this game is really important in bouncing back, giving you back that morale.
As Cassie Dongallo drills another one. 14-10 is our score so far.
And you know, coming back to what I said earlier, even though UE is undermanned for this game with only 9 players, you could never really underestimate them because all of them are trying to contribute.
Although Petalio with a response here, stopping that mini run on the Lady Warrior squad. This cool play of the set is brought to you by R&B Milk Tea. Order now.
Hindi pa actually sakto yung paghawak niya sa bola, kaya medyo naalanganin din yung pagtawid dun sa net.
Madriaga to the middle. And a point still here for the Lady Warriors.
There was a collision happening at the side of Yui, and they're actually checking on Madriaga if she's okay. Because we saw her do a face that implying that she was not okay.
Ubaldo to Petalio once again. Great angle coming from Jerza Petalio.
Petalio trying to show up coming from their loss yesterday against the CSB. And you know, kahapon si Chenny Tagaod yung nakita natin. But for this set right now, starting with a really good game is Petalio. But then, siguro narinig niya yun, nabati ko yun, sorry.
Set number 1, second technical timeout.
Team Rebel Sports is the official team uniform of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. Second technical timeout, score is 16-12 in favor of UE.
I only want the best. Incredible, Thin-Tense, sensational, thin crust pizza from Shakey's. Incredible crisp crust, Thin-Tense real cheese, sensational flavor. There's no thin like Shakey.
As the new school year begins, Shakey's is bringing back its back-to-school treat. Students can enjoy their all-time favorite bunch of lunch for only 199 pesos and saving 30 pesos. Just present your school ID and enjoy this special treat from Shakey's. So substitutions now on the side of FEU. Drews in for an assist.
FEU is trying to chase here the 4-point advantage of UE in the hopes of winning this set.
But an amazing hit there and a lot of elevation coming from that hit of Bedonia.
That hit was actually well thought of since that got Madriaga still to the floor.
Madriaga sets up Dongalio. Great pancake save there by Ubaldo. Ball still alive here. Dongalio again. This time finds some hands by the net.
What you gotta love about this girl is that she has a lot of variations when it comes to her hits. It could be cross-court, down the line. Sometimes she just thinks ahead of the idea board and just goes for a check ball, which is sometimes very risky for spikers.
UE now with a 4-point advantage. Dongalio again from the back row. Bedonia sends that one over, but getting a point off the hands of Famulagan.
FEU definitely giving their best here to chase those advantage points by UE. And look at that, it was actually a lucky shot there since it was already a missed set.
Leads down to 3 here in the first set. So far, an exciting first set we're seeing. And what's actually surprising me is UE played a 4-set match yesterday versus Adamson in the last game. And today, they are in their games in the first game. But before that, Summit Bottled Water is the official drinking water of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. And even though that they're undermanned, really great performance so far we're seeing here. But Bedonia there with another point and a tough angle.
Well, definitely, could we say here that the presence of Trus kanina changed the whole energy in the side of FEU since they garnered around 5 points already after that substitution.
FEU now only trailing by 1 here. Let's see who can close out this first set. Great block there by Mitzi Panangin. Great timing as well.
A while ago, our score was 12-17, but now we're in a tie.
That block of the set is brought to you by Peri Peri Charcoal Chicken and Sauce Bar. Order now. Madriaga there to Balingit, asking for a check, and gets one on that last hit.
Actually saw that check ball. You know, one of the things na mahirap sa volleyball is yung paaminin mo yung kalaban mo na check ball yun. Kasi syempre, in your part, ayaw mo naman aminin kasi advantage yun sa kabilang side.
Definitely, but a great eye there on the side of the referees. New sub here for UE. Villamor in for Famulagan. Ball still alive. And a great move here by Casey Balingit, just playing with high volleyball IQ, using the hands of the blockers to get that check out.
Yes, she already had 2 blockers in front of her, but she did a check out for that one. Kasi ang hirap nga naman talaga palusutin, lalo na, you know, coming back to that idea again na yung FEU in this game is showing good net defense.
Great defense here by Madriaga. Ubaldo to Bedonia. Variating her shots here. Great pickup there by Encarnacion. And Bedonia with another point here.
We are hearing now from Kisha Bedonia when in the past few games, she was actually a little bit silenced, but now we're feeling her in this game with good cross-court hits.
So a lot of players stepping up big time here for each squad.
And you could only imagine how hard it could be for you to be able to go through another day coming from a loss. You know, iba yung feeling kasi na pag natalo ka, tapos sa next day may laban ka ulit. Parang ano yung mindset mong kailangan gawin? Or like, ano yung mantra mong kailangan sabihin sa sarili mo na iba yung mangyayari ngayon?
Definitely, and so far both teams looking really hungry to get a win today. Great save there. Free ball here for UE. And a miss hit here coming from Casey Balingit.
Casey Balingit was just under the ball, and I think that's already her 3rd error here in the attacks.
Timeout now called by Coach Jerry.
All the blockers, everyone's already here. Cut, you guys keep trying to like hit that line. They're already there.
Ladies, ang dami namamatay sa cross court. Ibig sabihin, yung pag-locate ng blockers natin, sobra tayo, nasa down the line tayo. Adjust tayo ng konti.
So we heard from the staff of the UE Lady Warriors na kailangan nga nila mag-adjust doon sa blocking nila at sa kanilang defense. Because you know, blocking and defense come hand in hand here since doon magbe-base yung mga nagdidepensa for your team. Kung saan sila pupwesto na pwede lang na ma-recover yung bola in case you don't get to defend the ball on the net.
Madriaga to Balingit there. Ubaldo to Petalio. Great defense there. Petalio once again, this time with a drop. Ooh. And Casey Balingit and Madriaga tripping over each other.
This is the 2nd collision that Madriaga has experienced in this first set.
Take a look at this replay. Petalio with a drop there. Balingit chases after that ball, but Madriaga tripping on Balingit as she dove for the ball. And a timeout once again here called by UE.
A while ago, FEU was down by 5 points. Now, they're in a 2-point advantage here versus the UE Lady Warriors. And we've seen a lot of events happening just here in their first set. And UE is definitely having a hard time here bouncing back from the errors that they had committed and the missed defense that they had experienced a while ago.
Cassie there from the back. And she's already mastered that back row attack from any set, even if it's an out-of-system play.
He's definitely one of those players who have high percentage in the back row hit. But then again, seeing there Obaldo with a touch net, her chest touched the net with a bad blocking placement of her body.
Obaldo goes for that sneaky 1-2 play, but great save there by Shamel Fernandez. And an attack error for FEU there.
Asking for a check ball, FEU. Actually, makikita mo na walang nangyaring check ball kasi in the first place, the set of Obaldo was a little bit further off the net na mahirap paluin for Petalio.
Converge Fiber is the official internet provider of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. Better reception here for FEU, and Petalio redeeming herself after that attack error last play.
Still an intense fight with both teams here.
That spike of the set is brought to you by Potato Corner, world's best flavored fries. Order now.
Both teams give a lot of percentage to their open hitters, and I have only seen a couple of hits coming from the opposite side from FEU and UE. And also in the middle.
Cruz will set up Petalio there in the front. And I really like what I'm seeing from the floor defense here of UE. Dongalio from the back again. Balingit uses the hands of the blockers once again. And she gets that point.
Casey Balingit with a power tip going for the hands of Ubaldo. And Bakake was actually there to save that ball, but she was not in the right place.
Balingit now at the back row with a serve. Ubaldo to Petalio. And that one does not go over.
Definitely, that was a hit straight to the net of FEU.
Timeout called by the Lady Tamaraws. Let's listen in.
So, ang gagawin natin na pattern, pwede tayong mag-box pero one step ahead. Ha? Dito. Okay? Pag pumalo siya ng 4, ganun din. Dito. Ito. Okay? Yung set natin, gawin natin pin. Hindi kailangan madali. Nandun na sa dulo, taas konti.
Okay, isa lang.
Pag malapit na ako, itatas.
Konti.
And yun na nga sabi ni Coach Manalo, Refugia, wag madaliin yung laro and they have to adjust given that UE is definitely giving the percentage here back again to Dongalio. And talking to one of their players a while ago, they said na pinaghandaan talaga nila kasi they wanted to bounce back from that loss from yesterday. And they also want to have that advantage of twice to beat.
As Petalio scores another one here as we approach the tail end of this first set.
Definitely the timeout coming from Coach Manalo was a good one since they already produced a point from attack there.
Better reception here for UE. Dongalio covering her own spike. Obaldo to Petalio. Great for defense here. Although a double contact called on Madriaga reminds her teammates compose themselves. And all they need is one stop here as FEU now at set point.
Actually having a hard time here communicating. Hand on hand is the UADD Warriors.
But that attack by Dongalio sails out. FEU takes this first set.
Well, definitely that was a twist of events coming from a 5-point deficit with 12-17 a while ago. But now emerging the winner is FEU for the first set.
Final score for our first set, 25-23 in favor of FEU. We'll be back.
I only want the best. Incredible, Thintense, sensational, thin crust pizza from Shakey's. Incredible crisp crust, Thintense real cheese, sensational flavor. There's no thin like Shakey's.
Give it 10, 15, 20, down to the minute 20,000.
Happiness is zero.
So happy.
As the new school year begins, Shakey's is bringing back its back-to-school treat. Students can enjoy their all-time favorite bunch of lunch for only 199 pesos and saving 30 pesos. Just present your school ID and enjoy this special treat. And for our set 1 highlights, a very close neck-and-neck match in that first set. UE had the momentum in the beginning and in the middle part of that set, although they started to commit errors which really shifted that momentum to the other side.
Well, definitely it was a different turn of events there, coming that they were actually head-to-head in the first part of the game, but then FEU came to a 5-point deficit in 12-17 from UE, and then substitutions from the FEU side actually made the game better, and on the side of UE they had a lot of miscommunications, collisions, which I hope their players are okay.
As we take a look at our statistics here for the first set,
we have 13 attacks coming from FEU, 12 for UE, 2 blocks for FEU, well, none for UE, and 1 ace for FEU and 2 aces for UE. Well, both teams are having the same number of errors.
so a very close first set so far. Both teams really evidently hungry to get back on that win column. And as you can see on the UE side, trying to regroup and bounce back from that first set, as they really seemed like they had that first set in their hands. Although a lot of, again, you mentioned collisions. We saw 2, I believe. And just committing a lot of errors there towards the end of that first set.
Now we're seeing a different lineup here for the side of UE and FEU. Since this is an all-to-play, Shakey is
on the floor here for UE. We have Ecalia, Dongalio, Villamor, Fernandez, Castillo, and still Kizzy Madriaga as their setter. And even though the all-to-play rule is in effect, since there are only 9 players fielded in the roster today, they could sub anyone in and out.
Yeah. and they could use all their players still.
On the other side for FEU, we have Bacante, Tagaod, Obaldo, Papa, Panangin, and Devosora. So Chini Tagaod now in this roster. This set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken in Mojo's now. Shamel Fernandez here from the back. Bacante. That was an exchange of hard hits from both sides of the floor, but that one from Bacante sails out this time.
That was actually what we're looking for a while ago, you know, the variation of sets coming from FEU and UE, but it just sails outside, so it still contributes for an error. And we're seeing here a much more energetic side of UE. Kanina parang medyo lay low lang sila, probably trying to test the waters kung ano yung magiging mood nila for today.
So Tagaod now getting her first point of the match, skying over those two blockers. Great reception there by Fernandez. Pancake save there by Encarnacion. Free ball here for UE. Dongalio really variating her shots. Tagaod with a powerful hit. Long rally here. Ball still alive. Great save there by, great pickup rather, by Reyes. Although Bacante ends that rally with a cross-court attack.
Giving credit to both sides, liberos here. Kanina pa natin nakikita na maganda yung depensa nila. Hindi talaga sila pumapayag na bumababa yung bola. But then again, that was a great hit. Mabilis and very explosive coming from Bacante.
Great block there by Bacante. Obaldo to the back. Free ball here for FEU. And the miscommunication from Papa and Bacante there.
That was actually a good receive, which actually could have constituted to a good point there. Naalanganin si Bacante sa pagpasok niya, na ilang siya siguro kay Papa.
And you could hear
Yes.
Obaldo. She knew that that was the perfect set to give Chini Tagaod, and evidently another point here for the Lady Warriors.
It's great to see, you know, these players having great trust towards their teammates na kahit ano mangyari, isa-set nila yun for them no matter what the result is.
Ball's alive here. Great save by Bacante. And Cassie Dongalio just penetrating that double block once again.
That was a great hit coming from Dongalio. Sakto sa gitna ng dalawang blockers, kaya humisik palabas yung bola.
That was a very challenged attack. That cool play of the set is brought to you by R&B Milk Tea. Order now. And Devosora this time.
That was great contact and great ball placement coming from Devosora. And sakto lang yung set ni Obaldo doon for her. Yun na nga yung sinasabi kanina ni Coach Manalo sa kanya na kalma mo lang. You have to take your time in setting your spikers up for you to have a good result.
Madriaga here to Dongalio. And another point here coming from Cassie Dongalio, hitting on that opposite side of the court.
FEU still seeing Dongalio here as a trouble for their defense, and at the side of UE, a blessing for their points.
Great reception there by Devosora. And another point here coming from Faida Bacante. Actually coming from Congo. And one of the new players, I believe, for the Lady Tamaraws. Someone to really look out for this coming UAAP season. And a big thank you to Converge Fiber, the official internet provider of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship.
It's really great that we get to share our culture in volleyball and our love for volleyball to these foreign students.
Definitely. And it's also exciting to see what talent they can bring to volleyball here in the Philippines.
FEU is serving an ace here. A while ago, we saw that the aces from both teams weren't actually that high. That just means that probably they have good receptions.
Definitely on both sides of the court.
Back-to-back aces.
2 aces coming from Bacangke. She actually has a high percentage when it comes to blocking, is just when her body and her positioning is in the right placing and good execution.
Although committing a service error here, that throw was a bit too low for her.
Yeah.
But now FEU with the advantage here with 2 points. Obaldo with a sneaky 1-2 play, really deceiving and going up and looking like she was gonna set that ball, but last minute.
She actually tried to do that a while ago in the first set, but she ended up not having good results for that one. But now, nagawa niya na. And
order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now. So some of our fans here this Sunday morning to witness our volleyball action on this triple header Sunday, as I now turn you over to Fiona for some updates.
Coming from yesterday's loss from a grueling 5-setter match, the FEU Lady Tamaraws all went back home, had dinner together, and took the time to watch previous games to review for this matchup against the Lady Warriors. Dahil sa pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga laro nila, sinabi nila sa akin na wala silang oras maging malungkot. Marami naman silang natutunan sa game nila kahapon at ngayon, oras na para i-apply ang mga natutunan nila sa pag-e-ensayo. Mas gigil ngayon ang ating Tamaraws na patuloy na lumalaban para sa Moraita. Back to you, Kayla and Janine.
Thank you, Fiona. And so far, so good here for the FEU Lady Tamaraws, who are now leading by 2 here. And what's really nice to see is that it's not only Tagao doing the damage, you have Bacangke as well, heating up Panangin with her net defense, as well as Devasora, who's on the court right now.
What I really find amusing there is that they actually have to reschedule yung breakdown session kasi sunod-sunod nga yung laro, so you don't have the time to be sad, but you have to recover instantly from that loss and apply what you've learned to the next games. And it's really good that they come together after that thing because, you know, not everybody has the mood para magsama-sama, pero you have to force yourself for you guys to be able to gel.
That spike of a set is brought to you by Potato Corner, world's best flavored fries. Order now. Madriaga there to Tongalio. Although that set was quite far from the net. Not so much of Cassie's liking. That one sails out this time.
Tongalio being still the #1 player here, being relied to by the UE. Is having a hard time here.
And this time, Castillo getting a point and finding some hands on the net.
That was great aggression coming from Castillo right there with 2 blockers in front of her. Di siya natakot na paluin yun.
And Great blocking so far here, this time from Cassie Dongalio. A force in terms of her offense, but as well as on her defense. That block of a set is brought to you by Peri Peri Charcoal Chicken and Sauce Bar. Order now.
That was actually a one-on-one block there.
Astagaod with another point here.
I actually like that contact with that ball a while ago. Marinig mo talaga ang lutong ng pagpalo ng bola niya. And definitely, that was a good ball placement. Nalito yung opposite hitter and the libero.
Obaldo to the middle. Madriaga to Dongalio. And this time, with a drop ball, a very smart placement for that ball.
That was actually a smart play coming from Dongalio.
That cool play of the set is brought to you by R&B Milk Tea. Order now. Obaldo once again to Papa, finally getting that one to go. A clean kill for her.
That's what they're expecting from Papa coming from that block a while ago. Alam mo yung gigil mong mararamdaman after na-block ka? Parang gusto mo agad bumawi. And definitely that was a good decision by Obaldo right there.
Dongalio sends that one over. Obaldo to Tagaod in the back. One hand set there by Obaldo is good, as well as for Mitzi Panangin.
Actually seeing Dongalio positioning in the middle here of the net for blockings.
Great adjust as well on the part of Panangin, as that set was quite close to the net. Madriaga here to Dongalio. Great blocking from FEU. Tagaod from the back. And FEU with that point, they now have a 4-point advantage.
QE having a little bit of a huddle right there with the miscommunication, not being able to convert.
Umabot.
What we're seeing here, the ladies of UE trying to recompose themselves after a couple of mishaps for this set right here. They're having a hard time na makakonvert. Actually, naaangat nila yung bola, Kayla, but it seems that nahihirapan sila kung kanino nila talaga ibibigay. Kasi ngayon yung percentage nila is Dongalio. So, Madriaga, I think Madriaga wants to utilize her other players para nga naman hindi mahuli agad si Dongalio.
Obalde there to Panangin. Although UE gets this point. And Dongalio now heading to the service line. Hailing from Katmon, Cebu. Actually, a lot of great volleyball players coming from there. And those players playing here in the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship as well. And that's Casey Cepada, and you mentioned earlier.
Yes, Abe Pono and Banji Alinsog, who has been a player of the game a couple of times already for this league. And it's really great to see that, you know, it doesn't the place doesn't only sprout out one good quality player, but a lot of them. So definitely the customs and the practices there of volleyball is really great.
Shamel Fernandez goes for an attack there. Madriaga. Medyo bitin yung set that time. And great setup there by Obaldo, although there was a net touch called. As we see in this replay.
Yes, look at that.
By Panangin, yes.
After committing an error a while ago, nanggigil si Panangin with that hit.
Team Rebel Sports is the official team uniform of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. Obaldo to Bacante in the back. Fernandez to the open side. And Tagaod getting a point off the hands of the blockers from a pipe attack.
Yesterday, we heard Tagaod making a name for herself, and now she's still continuing to do that with erroneous hits coming from the back row.
So FEU still on top here.
I only want the best. Thincredible, Thintense, Sensational, Thin Crust Pizza from Shakey's. Thincredible crisp crust, Thintense real cheese, sensational flavor. There's no thin like Shakey's.
Begins. Shakey's is bringing back its back-to-school treats. Students can enjoy their all-time favorite bunch of lunch for only 199 pesos while saving 30 pesos. Just present your school ID and enjoy this special treat from Shakey's. So back to the ball game now. FEU still with a 4-point advantage here in the second set, winning that first set earlier.
Definitely seeing a different story here being painted for a second set. Kasi nga kanina, medyo dikit yung UE and FEU starting with this game. Tapos kanina, it was UE who was actually in the first part.
Mitzi Panangin now serving here. Actually, Panangin is from the University of Southern Philippines Foundation, one of the schools we also saw in the national invitationals we had a few months back, as well as Chini Tagaod coming from the University of San Jose Recoletos. Tin Ekaya this time with a point.
Kalia trying to also give points here for the side of UE.
That block of the set is brought to you by Peri Peri Charcoal Chicken and Sauce Bar. Order now. Obaldo to Papa, and Papa with another quick attack.
That was actually a good hit coming from Papa, and that's her second point here in this second set. So yun nga makikita natin dito from both sides na kahit sino ipasok nila, it's the willingness that they're going to contribute that actually gives them the contribution for their teams.
And then ace once again here for FEU. That's the third, I believe, of the match. Care of Christine Obaldo this time.
Earlier we saw two service aces coming from Bacante, and they're trying to maximize their advantage here.
Summit Bottled Water is the official drinking water of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship, as Cassie Dongalio there with another point. Really a scoring machine here for the Lady Warriors, and has been consistent in every game here in the tournament. I don't remember or recall her having any bad game so far.
You know, coming from being also one of the prominent playing in high school, you know, she really had to carry over that for her to be able to perform here in the university level, the collegiate level.
Score is 19-16, still in favor of the Lady Tamaraws, as Bacante with an amazing attack, as if there were no blockers there. straight to the ground.
See that amazing hit there coming from Bacanque. And you know, this player has really a bright future here in our tournament and in their future tournaments. Since nakakapa na siya ni Obaldo, paano siya gamitin in terms of maximization? Oh,
And back-to-back points for Maida Bacanque. This time, going for that block. Amazing block there. That block of the set is brought to you by Peri Peri Charcoal Chicken and Sauce Bar. Order now.
Ulit, pasa. Pasa ulit tayo tapos patay. More tayo ngayon sa head kasi mananaas yung jacket sila. Gamitan natin ng utak pa. Gamitin natin sila. Simple as that. Sige lang. Tool lang. Wala tayo ng go. Matangad yung gawin. Wala tayo. Kami tayo. Bambang.
we're having here, yun na nga, a mismatch with Balingit in front and Faida Bacanque trying to block her hits dito. So, they're trying to devise a plan kung paano yung gagawin nga nila. Kasi nga, Bacanque is in the advantage of having the points compared to Balingit here. And we've seen that UE has been maximizing their open hitters here for points sa ating tournament.
Great attack there by Dongallo, but even better blocking shown by FEU. Although Cassie Dongallo making sure she gets a point this time around.
Hitting in the middle. You know, kahit saan mo lagay yung batang to, she's going to give a point for her team. It's like she's very versatile in terms of plays, and sa kahit anong position, she could really produce.
Adiaga here to Dongallo once again. And Bacanque gets another point here so far. That spark plug on the side of FEU.
Bacanque really having the time here in the game. She's actually happy with the results that she's seeing.
Madiaga to Dongallo. Devosora. And Devosora getting a point here off the hands of the blockers.
Devosora showing great aggression with that hit.
That spike of the set is brought to you by Potato Corner, world's best flavored fries. Order now.
UE is having a hard time here trying to bounce back from their errors and their missed receptions.
And another ace here for FEU. Care of Papa.
Fourth ace for the side of FEU.
UE struggling a bit in terms of the reception. And FEU as well really putting some challenge into their services. And another point here coming from Mitzi Panangin. And FEU winning this second set here, 25-17. And that's care of Mitzi Panangin to end that set.
Definitely their gathering yesterday paid off here, winning the second set as well and the first set.
Second set final score is 25-17. Still in favor of FEU. We'll be back for some highlights and statistics.
I only want the best. Incredible, Thintense, sensational, thin crust pizza from Shakey's. Incredible crisp crust, Thintense real cheese, sensational flavor. There's no thin like Shakey's.
Give me 10, 15, 20, 20,000.
Happy na si Sir, oh.
So happy.
the new school year begins, Shakey's is bringing back its back-to-school treat. Students can enjoy their all-time favorite bunch of lunch for only 199 pesos and saving 30 pesos. Just present your school ID and enjoy this special treat from Shakey's. Another jam-packed second set here, but FEU is still taking this set. Everyone contributing on their end. Care of Tagaod, Bacante, Papa, and we also have to give credit to Tin Obaldo. On the other side for UE, it's really still Dongalio doing the heavy lifting. And they also struggled a bit with the reception as FEU had a lot of service aces in this set.
In this set right here, it started off with UE and FEU with neck-to-neck competition in terms of attacks, and their defense actually showed off a really good performance, having 17 attacks for FEU, 8 attacks for UE, 1 block for FEU, 2 blocks for UE, and 3 aces for FEU, while none for UE. And the errors of FEU is 7, while UE having 4.
Definitely a big variance there in terms of the attacks of FEU and UE. That's 17 versus the 8 shown by UE. So far we saw in that second set, it's really been Dongalio doing the damage, and of course needing a bit of assistance coming from the rest of her teammates.
And on the side of FEU, we have here Mitzi Panangin and Jerzel Pitalio having 16 points yesterday and 14 points yesterday versus CSB, and now still showing up for their team. Very consistent for the past game and going for today's game as well.
Definitely. So far, things looking good on the side of FEU here. As we approach the start of our third set, let's see if UE can extend this match or if FEU will finish things off here and get back on that win column.
This game is important for FEU, knowing that they have 1 loss and 4 wins, and this win will allow them to go higher in the step ladder.
And of course, they want to secure that twice to beat advantage in the respective pool. And to all our volleyball fans, we still have 2 more matches after this one, so you have enough time to make your way here to the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. For our next match, we have the Adamson Lady Falcons up against the CSB Lady Blazers. And for our last match at 5 p.m., we have the Ateneo Blue Eagles versus the UST Golden Tigresses. So I'm sure those will be exciting matches as well. But before that, Converge Fiber is the official internet provider of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. Tagaod there. Although Dongalio committing an attack error, that one going to the net.
Dongalio had a hard time positioning her body with that very high set coming from Madriaga.
Service error here from FEU. That was from Alberto. Alberto sets up Tagaod, and Chini Tagaod with veteran moves there.
Yeah.
Just bringing that straight to zone 1.
To see her hang time there, she had the change of mind. Actually, yung katawan niya, parang position niya una, papaluin niya yung cross court
yes.
So that last minute change of mind there na pinalo niya ng down the line.
Kay Famulagan getting a point there. And these are the contributions you'd really like to see from UE. But before that, that cool play of the set is brought to you by R&B Milk Tea. Order now. And I was talking about Famulaga, not the flashiest of players, not generating a lot of points for her team, but really being a team player and contributing still when it is needed on their side. As Bacanque scores another point here. Score is 4-2 so far.
Bacanque just using her height advantage. We're not seeing Tin Obaldo here for a third set, and it's actually Alberto setting for the FEU. And maybe we could see here different variations of plays. Kasi kanina, second set na natin nakita si Obaldo nag-display ng iba't ibang variation sa kanyang set. We usually see her having her open hitters, and usually yung go-to guy niya sila Petalio and Mitzi Panangin.
Another ace here for Papa. Dongallo there from the opposite side. That block goes out, so point for the Lady Warriors once again.
Still showing up for her team here is Dongallo.
Tagaod with that reception. Great save there by Balingit. Free ball here for FEU. Alberto to Panangin. And an amazing kill there coming from Panangin.
That was great set coming from Alberto. You know, nag-expect siguro yung UE na ibabato dun sa open kasi nga, it's their percentage when it comes to attacks.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Potato Corner, world's best flavored fries. Order now. Madriaga there to Balingit. Madriaga again to Dongallo from the back. Alberto this time to Devasora. A missed contact, but that attack goes out. So another attack error here on the side of FEU.
If you're UE right now, if you're in the service line, you don't want to commit any errors for your team to be able to go for that advantage of chasing the score.
Almost a miscommunication there on the side of UE. And that attack goes in for Chini Tagaud. So another point from her.
Actually, a misread ball there by Madriaga. She was actually there na, but nag-second thought siya na iniwasan niya yung bola.
As the new school year begins, Shakey's is bringing back its back-to-school treat. Students can enjoy their all-time favorite bunch of lunch for only 199 pesos while saving 30 pesos. Just present your school ID and enjoy this special treat from Shakey's. I'll now turn you over to Fiona.
The FEU Lady Tamaraws senior connection proves to be important both on and off the court. Kunento sa akin ni Chini Tagaod na super close raw talaga sila nila Tin Ubaldo at Max Juanco at palagi nila sinasabi sa isa't isa na kailangan nila ibigay ang best nila sa lahat ng ginagawa nila. Alam nila na nakasubaybay sa kanila ang mga nakababatang teammates nila at na-adopt din nila ang mga practices ng seniors sa team. Now the FEU seniors need to keep leading by example and showing up for their younger teammates every time they're on the court. That's all from me, Kayla and Janine.
But so far, there's really a mix between the roster we're seeing this time around for FEU. You have veterans such as Tagaod, who played in the previous UAAP seasons, as well as Max Wanko, their second libero, and Devasora, I believe, one of their more senior players. And then you also have rookies like Bacante and Petalio, who's on her second year as well.
Yes, and it's really good that they think of their younger generations here in FEU having that mindset that they have to set up a good example in terms of not only maybe in volleyball but also in their core values.
Madriaga there to Dongalio. Balingit. And a point here for Casey Balingit.
Well, on the side of UE, Kayla, going back to that roster there, we're seeing a lot of different faces coming from our league last year and even the UAAP. So could we say that they're actually here rebuilding team?
Well, for UE, they have a lot of reinforcements such as, again, Casey Dongalio and Kizzy Madriaga, as well as Jug Guerrero, although she is injured. But I believe they are also a rebuilding team, as they also have a new system with Coach Jerry and Coach Obet Vidal. Converge Fiber is the official internet provider of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. Alberto here to Papa. Ecalia hit that from the middle. Bacante with a powerful attack, although Fernandez with a great pickup there. Great rally we're seeing so far. Devasoras gives up a free ball here. And a smart and easy play coming from Papa, seeing that huge gap in the defense of UE, just tipping it over there.
UE was actually expecting that to be a hard ball coming from, it was actually a regalo. Na usually pinapalo naman talaga ng middle blockers, but then that was a smart move coming from Papa.
Alberto now serving here for FEU rather. Dongalio goes down the line, and another point for Cassie.
Dongalio still keeping the fire alive here for UE. With 3 points down.
Bacante. Dongalio this time using that right hand of Faida Bacante.
Still the go-to guy here for UE, and you really like it that she doesn't complain, you know. Even if magka-error man siya, and even if she thinks the set is hindi masyadong maayos, she still makes out of that set.
A big thank you to Team Rebel Sports, the official team uniform of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. Alberto here to Bacante. Opposite setting in play. And attack error here for UE. Point for the Lady Tamaraws. Score is now 12-9 in favor of FEU still.
UE is having a hard time here getting points. Actually, nakaka-lagay sila ng play sa mga bolang naaangat nila. It's just that the ball placement that they're having is not that well off here.
And a point here for UE. as there was a net touch violation called on the blockers.
Yes.
I believe so.
Papa was actually fast on admitting that to her coach, saying na akin yun, coach, sorry.
And Devasora there with an explosive kill, knowing exactly where to bring that ball.
Remembered seeing this girl played for the first time last year in the UAAP, and she still brings out the same energy there. Alam mo yung aggressiveness and yung willingness niyang gusto niyang patayin yung bola. It doesn't matter kung ano man yung set sa kanya. She's going to try and do something about it.
And that free ball does not cross over the net here for the Lady Tamaraws.
Jenny Tagahod.
Quickly apologizing.
Quickly apologizing.
A bit of a careless mistake there, as that free ball was too short to cross over that net. Encarnacion sets up Bacante, and Bacante penetrating through the block once again.
Actually, ibabaw doon si Bakangke. Even though she got a check there from the blockers, it was the might there and the height.
That spike of the set is brought to you by Potato Corner, world's best flavored fries. Order now. And now, Nika Medina checking in the first time for this match, as well as Tin Obaldo back here to do the playmaking duties for the Lady Tamaraws.
If I'm not mistaken, the team captain of FEU, Nika Medina, has been recently, or like for the past year, suffering from an injury as well. And I think this is her year. She's going to show up for her team.
And we really have to give credit as well to Angelica Reyes here. So far, very consistent, the libero of the UE Lady Warriors, picking up those heavy shots. But second technical timeout, 16-11 is our score, still in favor of FEU.
I only want the best. Thincredible, Thintense, sensational, thin crust pizza from Shakey's. Thincredible crisp crust, Thintense real cheese, sensational flavor. There's no thin like Shakey.
As this new school year begins, Shakey's is bringing back its back-to-school treat. Students can enjoy their all-time favorite bunch of lunch for only 199 pesos while saving 30 pesos. Just present your school ID and enjoy this special treat from Shakey's. So back to the ball game. Score is 16-11 so far. Still in favor for FEU. Obaldo to Devasora. And Devasora going down the line once again.
FEU is really happy with what is happening right now with a 6-point advantage versus the Lady Warriors. The Lady Warriors trying to compose themselves here, getting 1 point at a time.
Service error though here for FEU, and substitutions on the side of the Lady Warriors. Converge Fiber is the official internet provider of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. Villamor in, and Famulagan getting some resting time. Great serve there. Medina. Free ball here for FEU. And an attack error coming from Devasora.
That was a little bit long for Devasora, giving a chance for the Red Warriors.
Medina tries again. And a point here, once again, for the Lady Tamaraws.
Lady Tamaraws are now being aggressive to end this set, and UE still trying their best to score points.
And that attack from Tin Ikalia just sailing out. Missed contact as well on her end.
That has been a numerous points there being contributed to the errors of UE. And in this part of this game, you don't really want to commit that much errors if you want to still have a chance.
Dongalio from the back and getting a point again using those hands of the blockers of the Lady Tamaraws side.
Definitely this is one of the things she has been doing since the start of the game, knowing that FEU here has a net advantage.
Summit Bottled Water is the official drinking water of the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship. Free ball here for the Lady Tamaraws once again. And Medina with her first point of the match here.
He's really happy with that point.
This cool play of the set is brought to you by R&B Milk Tea. Order now.
It wasn't actually the best contact they're seeing from her, but that was a point.
And a service error here from Mitzi Panangin. FEU 5 points away from bagging this match.
FEU giving 3 points here in service aces.
Medina. Tagaod here. Dongalio had to send that one over. Medina tries again. Great defense here by Fernandez. And she gets that point after defending that hit coming from Medina.
That was actually a smart move coming from her, giving that ball a roll shot. Naka-atras na yung libero ng FEU. But then, she gave that a short ball, giving a point for UE.
Medina. Great rally so far. We're seeing exchange of powerful hits. And Cassie Dongalio with a point of an off-speed attack.
Smart play coming from Dongalio. Makita mong nakapako na doon sa sahig yung paa ni Jenny Tugaod and ni Obaldo.
Kunin nyo lang, bumabagal lang naman yung set play natin. Bumabagal yung play natin. Atake na mabilis.
Pag hindi mag-block sa ay, sa akin yung nakapanood.
Alin? Hindi, set play. Andun yung setup.
Let's go, let's go! Gege, nag-break mo siya sa gitna.
Bumabagal daw yung galaw nila according to Coach Manalo there. Na sinasabi niya they have to compose themselves for them to be able to get back that rhythm na pinopossess nila kanina with that big point advantage.
Tagaod. Dongalio this time. A miss hit, but that still translates into a point. And UE catching some fire here towards the end of this third set.
It's already the third roll shot, consecutive roll shot coming from the UE Lady Warriors.
And still so no adjustment
Yes.
that we're seeing on the side of FEU.
If it weren't for that service error given by Castillo,
Another off-speed attack, just as we were seeing. Care of Cassie Dongalio again.
It's already the 4th time here.
And substitutions again for UE. Famulagon back in. And Villamor going back to the bench.
FEU has to adjust here given that was the 4th time that UE instituted that play, the roll shot. Kailangan nila mag-adjust in terms of defense and in anticipation.
And another attack error here. Some errors piling up on the side of FEU.
UE here taking advantage of the miss system here happening in FEU.
Leads down to 1 this time. Dongalio ties things up here, 21 points apiece.
Coming from a 5-point deficit, or was it a 6-point deficit here by the UE Lady Warriors from FEU. They're showing up a great run here.
Another off-speed attack, but great save by Encarnacion. And Cassie Dongalio just catching fire here. All points really coming from her in this 3rd set. Timeout now called by Coach Manolo. Let's listen in.
Gumagalaw na sila. Anong reaksyon natin? Babagalan pa ba natin yung follow natin? Babagalan natin yung kilos natin? Hihinaan natin yung call out natin? Nasa inyo pa rin yun. Alam naman natin kung sino yung porsyento eh. Ba't hindi makadikit? Hindi natin mamark. Alam mo?
Huwag na masyado sumagit sa dulo.
Duluhan pa yan, duluhan pa yan. Hindi natin alam kung sino yung tatanggalin natin.
Nakastay siya sa 4.
Coming from that timeout, Coach Manolo telling his players that they need to adjust in terms of their reactions kasi medyo mabagal yung pag-react nila nga dun sa bola given that mga 5 na or 6 na yung nabibigay na roll shots ng UE, hindi pa din nila makuha-kuha yung floor defense. And in terms of manning, they already know that Dongalio is the percentage here of UE. They really have to put an eye on her and double their effort.
Another error naman coming from the side of UE. That was Famulagan. Battalion now back in the ball game to serve. All tied up now at 22. This time, Cassie Dongalio blocked, but great save and great hustle on the side of the Lady Warriors. But Bacante taking care of business on the opposite side.
Bacante definitely taking advantage of that miscommunication happening at the back there.
Isa-isa lang. Linisin lang uli natin yung passing lane. Isang pasa tayo. Then execute tayo. Kapag sinet kay Cassie, cover lang tayo. Continuous volleyball lang, ha?
Sige, sige, tapang lang tayo ulit, tapang lang. Sabi ni tama na, tama na. Reset lang, reset lang. One pass, reset the rules, one pass. Killer instinct ka, cover lane.
Puso-puso.
Bomba!
Key point is continuous volleyball. You know, being Dongalio, given that she's the percentage here of UE, she has definitely the higher chance of being blocked here. And what you need to do is, if you're the teammate or if you are one of those who's under the umbrella of that block, you have to keep the ball going by covering.
Alberto now to Bacante. Free ball here for FEU once again. Alberto to Bacante. Great block there by Famulagan, I believe. And point here for UE, care of Kizzy Madriaga, finding that empty zone on the court.
That was a lucky hit coming from Kizzy Madriaga. Good thing she's in the front line, because if she was from the back row, that would have been a violation.
Devasora with a clean kill this time around. FEU now at set match point rather.
Devasora with that all-powerful hit. Angge Reyes was not able to get that even if she was in the right position.
Petalio sets up Devasora. Great block here by FEU. Dongallo tries again. And an amazing hit coming from Dongallo.
Dongallo still possessing that firepower that we've seen earlier in the first set. Definitely FEU is trying to bounce back from that.
And those are all her hits in that last rally. With 3 attempts, I believe. Great save by Madriaga. Too high for Panangin, but still manages to cross over. Alberto to Devasora. Great floor defense here for UE. Bacanque drills one down.
Bacanque using her height and that leap. Ibabaw sa blockers ng UE. And it was just unstoppable.
Timeout now called by Coach Jerry. Let's listen in.
Pasa lang muna uli. Okay, and then execute lang. Tapos cover lang, cover. Ha?
Ano yung nasa harap? Kailangan natin tapangan. Wala na si Kathy. So, take the spot. Okay? Again. Okay, bawi tayo ulit. Start kasi tayo sa pasa. Pasa talaga. Let's go! Hey! Baba!
So they have to have a good pass according to the coach of UE, and as for Madriaga as well, because it starts there from passing, and given that Dongallo is in the back row, she keeps reminding her teammates that somebody has to step up right now for us to get that advantage.
And FEU now at match point once again. Although that serve goes long.
Definitely the adrenaline was still with Faida Bacanque coming from that powerful hit, soaring that ball outside from the service line.
Devasora. Madriaga to Dongallo in the back row. Encarnacion was there. Powerful hits coming from the side of FEU. Although amazing floor defense as well on the side of the Lady Warriors, but point once again for FEU.
Definitely an exciting rally. It happened a while ago. You have to give credit to Alberto for trying to distribute her attacks from her teammates.
Match point again for FEU. UE asking for a check ball, but final decision. And point will be awarded to the Lady Tamaraws, who are now back in that win column, winning in 3 straight sets. And this third set even reached extended play.
Yes, and definitely coming from both teams, from both losses, this is the type of game that we expect yung lahat na ibibigay nila. And definitely FEU has had more morale here that they emerged victoriously in this game. But credits to the UE Lady Warriors being undermanned still gave their best and still having a good fight.
Definitely, it was a very close game, and each set was really very exciting coming from the Lady Tamaraws and the Lady Warriors. It really looked and evidently was shown in the way they played that they both wanted to get this win today. But FEU just winning this in 3 straight sets, 25-23, 25-17, and 27-25. We'll be back for some more statistics and the MVP of the game.
I only want the best. Thincredible, Thintense, Sensational, Thin Crust Pizza from Shakey's. Thincredible crisp crust, Thintense real cheese, sensational flavor. There's no thin like Shakey's.
Give it 10, 15, 20, 20,000.
Happy na si sir, oh.
So happy.
Best player of the match is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojos now. Jelena, sino ang napili mong best player of the game?
Well, our best player of the game here really showed height and might is one of the advantages that you have here for volleyball. And not only that, but in terms of consistency since the first set, contributing all throughout the game is Faida Bacanque.
As I now turn you over to Fiona and Faida on the sidelines.
Hi, Faida. Congratulations once again. So how does it feel to bounce back from yesterday's game?
But yesterday it is very stress. But we just focus and determination to come back today strong. Yeah.
All right. So is there anyone you want to greet? Say hello to.
Yeah, say hi to my coach, my teammate. I say hi to Cotina. I say hi to my mother, my family, Yolona. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Faida. And because you are the Shakey's MVP of the match, you do have some gifts over here from Shakey's.
As we take a look at our game highlights for set 1 here, a very neck and neck match in that first set. UE having that momentum, but it started to shift to the side of FEU, and that's why they were able to take that set.
Well, actually, it was not that easy for FEU to get this set since they were actually down by 5 points in the score of 12-17. But in the end, it ended up with a 25-23 match.
Moving on to our second set, everyone really contributing on the side for FEU. That was Tagaod, Bacanque, Papa, and we also have to give credit to Tin Obaldo. On the other side for UE, Dongallo really doing the heavy lifting. Struggled with the reception a bit, and I'm talking about the Lady Warriors as FEU had a lot of aces there. But moving on to the third and final set, it was really an FEU game until they started not to have adjustment in terms of Dongallo's off-speed attacks.
It was those 4 consecutive roll shots coming from the side of UE that were unmatchable for the FEU for their adjustment in terms of defense. And definitely it cost them 2 timeouts from Coach Manolo.
But definitely an overall amazing performance here for Cassie Dongallo. I believe she had about 23 points in those 3 sets despite their loss. So final score is 25-23, 25-17, and 27-25, all in favor for the FEU Lady Tamaraws. As our best player of the game signs our camera, that is Faida Bacanque, with an amazing performance once again. So congratulations to the FEU Lady Tamaraws as we take a look at our match summary here.
For FEU, we have 45 attacks, and for UE, we have 35. And for blocks, we have 3 for FEU and 2 for UE. While in aces, it's a significant difference here with having 6 aces coming from FEU and 2 from UE. And the errors, hindi actually sila nagkakalayo, and with UE having 23 and FEU having 26.
And let's now take a look at our updated standings so far. This is the last day, actually, Jelena, of our second round of our preliminaries, as next weekend we'll be having our quarterfinals still with these 8 teams, and of course both of these respective pools wanting to get that twice to beat advantage. Earlier we mentioned that in Pool E, I believe it was NU, with NU still undefeated in this league, and hopefully they'll be able to secure that twice to beat advantage. On the other side, for Pool F, we have a triple tie here with 4 wins and 1 losses. That's Adamson, FEU, and CSB. Although Adamson and FEU with a tie here so far, but as we wait for our updated team standings, as we see now here in our graphic, NU on top and UST trailing them. On the other side, for Pool F, we have FEU now on top with 5 wins and 1 loss, and that equates to 15 points. Adamson trailing behind them, but they will be having a match later on in just a few minutes versus the CSB Lady Blazers. And still a lot of games for today. Again, I'm Kayla Reyes alongside Jelena Lucenio and Fiona Bacani as our courtside reporter. We'll be back for some more volleyball action.